Driver Power Street. Police emergency?
Yeah, I want to report a missing person who's a threat to life.
Okay, bear with me. How long have they been missing for?
Well, he sent a text saying, sorry, I'm so sorry, about 9:10 to his wife and to his sons.
What's his name?
Michael O'Leary. He's about 5'10".
Yeah, and what sort of build?
He's about 15 stone.
15 stone.
Dark grey in hair, short.
Dark grey, short hair.
And a moustache.
Okay. Is this out of character for him?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Village idiot, probably. Some would describe him as. Yeah, he's a good man. He's a great father. He'd do anything for any of us. He'd grown up, he'd work every hour he could just so we can go on holidays and get what we wanted for birthdays, Christmases, whatever.
The initial call came in on the evening of the Monday the 27th of January. It came in as a missing person inquiry by Mike's brother-in-law, who's an ex-police officer. Said that Mike hadn't returned home from work. They'd received a text from saying, I'm sorry, and this is quite out of character. He would normally phone his wife when he was leaving work, and then he would turn up home an hour and a half later.
Mike O'Leary is missing. But something doesn't seem right about the text he's sent to his family.
That message wasn't from Dad, you know, being proud, very proud Welshman. He wouldn't ever text us or speak to us in English, even though there's just only 3 words, I'm so sorry. You know, those are the English words, and it didn't sit right with me. And the fact it wasn't a WhatsApp, it was a text message. There was those 2 things went hand in hand. I was just like something wasn't right from the offset.
Detective Chief Inspector Paul Jones is leading the investigation as they search for Mike O'Leary. Soon after the search begins, they discover Mike's abandoned truck in a car park by the River Towy, less than 4 miles from his home.
The car was secure, but they could see inside was a mobile phone, so they forced entry into the vehicle and recovered the mobile phone. It wasn't his personal phone, it was a works mobile phone. But again, there were no ideas from that vehicle as to where Mike was. We then started a large-scale search operation. That search included the police helicopter using thermal imaging of the nearby River Towy, specialist search police officers and dog handlers. And one of the dog handlers noticed some footprints near that riverbank. So again, that supported the theory that this was potentially a suicide case.
First light, and there's still no sign of Mike O'Leary, apart from his truck at the river's edge and the puzzling final text to his family. At police headquarters, the team take a closer look at their missing man.
Was it the Mike's car? Out in his son. Right, okay.
Working closely on the case with Paul Jones is his deputy, Detective Inspector Llyr Williams.
That's just a verbal update, so we haven't had the report or the profile yet. But not enough for BPA. A bit more, isn't it?
Wait to find out. When you join the police force, you know Specifically, certain jobs come in, you won't be going home.
The team dig deeper into Mike O'Leary's life and his state of mind.
I mean, your mind, you just think, where is he? We'll do everything we can to find him. Once you've started exhausting that physical search, you start looking into the background and know what's caused him to go missing, what's the reason for it. And it's gathering an intelligence picture around Mike then. They started speaking to family members and they thought that he may have been in a relationship or quite friendly with somebody else. And it took a while to identify who that person was, and that person was Rhiannon Jones.
Rhiannon Jones is a married woman that Mike knows from the local rugby club. Police confirm that the pair are having a secret affair. They discover CCTV of the lovers talking at the rugby club, just 48 hours before Mike went missing. Detectives now want to talk to Rhiannon Jones about Mike's state of mind in the days leading up to his disappearance. But when they go to speak to her, Rhiannon isn't at home. She's in hospital, having been admitted complaining of headaches, dizziness, and memory loss. Her husband, Andrew Jones, is a long-standing friend of the missing man.
Has Andrew Jones got anything to do with this, or Rhiannon Jones got anything to do with the reason why Mike would go missing? It's still a missing person inquiry, but has that relationship or that friendship got anything to do with it at all?
Andrew Jones is a well-known local businessman who runs a successful building company. He says he last saw his friend outside the rugby club at the weekend, 2 days before Mike disappeared. The team take a closer look at Mike O'Leary's movements by analysing GPS data from his work's mobile phone found in his abandoned truck.
So we're going to check that out.
This area is, as you were told by the experts, a lot of felled trees, isn't there?
So,
meanwhile, searches for Mike by officers on foot are hampered because the River Towy is in flood. But the digital analysis of the phone is yielding important information. On the Monday Mike disappeared, they track his work phone to a remote derelict farm outside Carmarthen. Detectives discover it's owned by Mike's friend, Andrew Jones.
it is a huge disused farm which is storing building materials. Well, and it's unsafe. There's no lighting up there. It's described to me as like a scene out of a horror film.
With this new information, detectives return to talk to Andrew Jones at the hospital while he's visiting his wife. Andrew Jones now changes his story and admits he knows about his wife's affair with his friend. He also reveals he'd secretly taken his wife's phone and used it to text Mike, pretending to be her, luring him to the derelict farm. But when he confronted Mike about the affair, he said Mike drove off. Mike's truck was found abandoned near the river a few hours later. For detectives, Andrew Jones's story is raising serious concern that he knows more about Mike's disappearance than he admits.
Stuff wasn't adding up. There were discrepancies to a point where the SIO made the decision, we've got to now treat him as a suspect.
Detectives decide to arrest Andrew Jones on suspicion of murder. But without a body, the team are under huge pressure to produce any evidence a crime has even been committed.
I did feel the pressure on that, making that decision. The impact on Andrew Jones would have been huge, potentially ruining that family. But again, it's one of my objectives. My objectives are to, number one, find Michael Leary, number two, find out what's happened to him for the family, and gather evidence if there is a sinister or a criminal act being committed.
Soon after being arrested, as he's being taken to custody in the back of a police car, Andrew Jones makes an unexpected remark. He says he has Mike O'Leary's other phone in the pocket of his jeans at home.
I'm 100% satisfied I've done the right thing. Andrew Jones' account is now becoming partial truth. So, yeah, let's start looking at Andrew Jones very, very closely.
Have you got anyone authorised new detentions that you can be kept here? You'll be interviewed in relation to the allegation against you, and it will also allow other inquiries to carry on whilst you're detained in custody with us, okay?
Yeah.
A missing person inquiry has now become a murder investigation, and detectives believe they have a possible motive. Andrew Jones has now admitted meeting Mike O'Leary at a derelict farm on the night he went missing, and is the last person to have seen him.
First of all, he's somebody with no previous convictions, never come to police attention, apart from he's a very successful businessman, you know. But he's a builder, he's got access to machinery, he's got access to ongoing building sites, building work, foundations. His capability to dispose of a body is, I would say, probably the most difficult one to investigate.
As they dig deeper into his background, they also discover Andrew Jones has a concerning interest in guns.
We haven't photographed the ammunition yet, have we?
Can't put it in the gym. Not that I've seen.
Would it fit in this room?
No.
No.
He has 8 licensed firearms, and a further 21 imitation guns have been found in his attic. In custody, Andrew Jones calls his solicitor.
Right, Mike. Sitting down. Yeah, right. I'm in Armcourt Police Station. Not charging, and they just arrested on suspicion of murder.
It wasn't necessarily a massive shock to him, which you'd expect, having had no previous involvement with the police. Being arrested for probably the worst offence he could have. You'd think that it'd be a kind of more of a shock, but he was calm and compliant.
You were the last person, to see Mr. O'Leary prior to the report of his disappearance, and you've been arrested on suspicion of murder today.
Until now, Andrew Jones has given police vital information, which they hope will help them find the missing man.
Have you had any disagreement with Michael O'Leary?
No comment.
When was the last time you saw Michael O'Leary?
No comment.
On the last time you saw Michael O'Leary, what was your relationship like?
No comment.
He's exercising his right to silence. He's not giving us anything. He's saying nothing. In fact, he's been quite arrogant in custody. At one point, he's asked if he wanted some reading material, and his reply was something along the lines of, as long as it's not a Midsummer Murder novel.
Appreciate it's been a long interview.
I just want to get it done. I want to go home and see my family, that's all I want.
Okay.
In his police interview, Andrew Jones isn't giving anything further away. But he's about to let slip that police should be looking for a body rather than a missing man.
Is there anything that you'd like to tell us about yesterday, or anything addition that you'd like to tell us before we move on to something else?
No. All I want to know is, well, obviously, you haven't found Mike, but have you recovered Mike? Or... No.
Not that I'm aware of, no. No.
Okay.
Detectives are now under huge pressure. They can only hold Andrew Jones for questioning for 4 days before they have to charge or release him. Despite their suspicions, there is still no evidence a murder has been committed. And Andrew Jones could walk away a free man.
Oh, it's a hell of a job, innit? You can imagine this place at midnight. Quite an eerie location.
With the last known sighting of Mike O'Leary at Andrew Jones's derelict farm,
Is there a padlock there?
There's a padlock there, yeah.
the team begin their searches of acres of land and numerous buildings, desperate for clues.
That's just off the main road. Yeah, so we do them on the way out.
Yeah.
Because that one is just as you come in, you can see it.
In there?
In one of the sheds, search officers find a forklift truck. They notice that there's some unusual discoloration on the forks. Initial tests suggest it's blood.
This was a really significant and important find because the forks had been placed underneath a generator. At that point, we knew something had definitely happened here.
Police now begin the grim task of looking for more human remains. They are drawn to a small area in front of the old farmhouse.
They found 2 small, what appeared to be shirt buttons, and significance of those that the cotton was still tightly wound around them, which indicate they've been ripped off as opposed to fallen off and come loose. There was also some loose gravel on the floor, which appeared to be recently disturbed, and the dogs indicated that area as well.
We were thinking that this could possibly be a deposition site, and we didn't know if that's where something had happened and then a body had been buried there.
We started having an initial look at that area with the scientists, with the archaeologists, and at that point, the scenes of crime officer noticed something in the gravel. We couldn't see it. She shined the torch and pointed out we couldn't see it, and it was a .22 bullet casing. Knowing he's a firearms holder, knowing that's where the button was, looking at just the layout of the place, and I'm thinking, relaying it in my own head, thinking, he's lured me and he shot him.
Police focus their attention on this evidence, with the bullet casings fast-tracked to the lab on high priority. The scientists prove they were fired by one of Andrew Jones's guns, a .22 Colt rifle.
So there's one casing was found there, wasn't it?
Yeah. That bin was here. The direct line of sight there.
Bearing in mind, it's absolutely pitch black.
Yeah.
Examining the buttons under a microscope, they find a tiny trace of blood, invisible to the naked eye. DNA analysis of this blood and the blood on the forklift proves it's Mike O'Leary's.
God, we got a derelict farm. We found a button, and that button's got a microscopic sized piece of DNA in it, which is linked back to Mike O'Leary. I just unbelievable result.
The case against Andrew Jones is building, but they still need to link him directly to the blood of Mike O'Leary, found at the farm. They now focus their attention on a pair of Andrew Jones's genes.
So those genes, JLO, seized from your bedroom, have been sent for forensic testing and following the discovery of blood on them. A fully represented DNA profile of Michael O'Leary has been found within that blood. Explain to me how that blood came to be on your clothing.
No comment.
Do you have an innocent explanation for that blood being on your clothing?
No comment.
Are you not telling us because you've caused serious harm to Michael?
No comment.
Painstaking work is beginning to unravel the truth about what happened to Mike O'Leary. But without a body, they can't prove that Mike is dead, and so Andrew Jones cannot be charged with his murder. Detectives are running out of time, and in just a few hours they will be forced to release Andrew Jones without charge.
We could only hold Andrew for 96 hours. The first bit of an investigation is always intense when you've got a collapsing time frame like a pace custody clock. You know, a lot of staff members and the team were in on adrenaline, having worked long hours to achieve that level of evidence we needed to secure a charge. I think the driving focus for everybody is to obtain justice for the family and get answers.
With the deadline dangerously close, police get a breakthrough. Officers have found CCTV from the night Mike disappeared. It shows his truck being driven to the riverside. And what's more, mobile phone data suggests that it was Andrew Jones who was driving. It also shows a cyclist making the return journey a short time later, heading in the direction of the derelict farm. Detectives are convinced it's Andrew Jones on the bike, having ditched his murdered friend's truck. Police now have the proof they need. Mike O'Leary had not taken his own life. His disappearance was staged by Andrew Jones to look like suicide.
We literally had minutes left on the custody clock when the call came through, say, yeah, charge of murder. So yeah, a relief. But certainly it's only the start inquiry. You know, a lot of people don't understand that once you charge somebody, that's pretty much the beginning of it. You know, we got a huge amount of work to do. We haven't located Mike. We still haven't fully tied up all the loose ends. We've got loads of digital work to do. There's just so much more to do.
Successful murder convictions without a body are extremely rare. So to prove Andrew Jones's guilt, they will need to build a cast-iron case against him. Andrew Jones's construction business is located next to his home, and both premises are monitored by CCTV cameras. Officers now begin the painstaking process of trawling through thousands of hours of footage.
You see him coming out with a brush, which he takes back to the same van which he's been out in.
It turns out there are 7 working cameras at his property, running 24 hours a day, capturing Andrew Jones's comings and goings around the yard. Two days before Mike disappeared, he's seen stacking wooden pallets.
What do you mean now? It's got with the buckets, it has.
He's also seen carrying buckets the night after Mike went missing.
Goes up to the car park. You see him here now.
As they trawl through the grainy footage, they discover he makes several trips to a small area of quarry at the far end of his yard.
So you see he walks here, right? See it?
Right, yeah. That's a fire, isn't it?
Fire in it.
Definitely.
What are we?
Definitely.
The CCTV footage reveals that Andrew Jones lit a fire in the early hours of the morning and kept it burning for over 5 hours.
Some accelerant or something poured on there, innit?
They now believe Andrew Jones killed his friend at the remote farm before moving the body in the boot of his 4x4 to his builder's yard. They then think he burnt the body on a bonfire of pallets at the far end of his yard.
What I found remarkable is that he's basically filmed his own crime. He's minute by minute, which I can't get over.
Convinced that Mike's remains lie somewhere in the remnants of the fire, the momentous decision is taken to remove 70 tons of soil for sifting by a specialist team.
We're using 5mm sifts, so we're looking for items that small items of bone, teeth, etc. It is quite difficult for the fact that they're also wearing face masks, so we try and limit the amount of time that they're in there, but we understand we've got a job to do. We're under a little bit of a time scale as well in relation to getting that work done. And it's a laborious job, painstaking, hard work on the officers in there, but the ultimate goal is the reason we're here.
As the floodwaters recede, another team is busy reassessing the river. Experts believe it might still hold vital evidence. CCTV has thrown up a new line of inquiry. Early in the morning following the fire, Andrew Jones is seen leaving his home in his 4x4 and returning 6 minutes later.
So we do a circle and worked out where he could have gone for a maximum of 6 minutes or 3 minutes each way then. And when we searched every area within that radius, we came across this area here, which is the Gwilly River. The timing of it fits perfectly to give him the opportunity to come down here, dispose of a body or body parts, and then get back to the address. So for me, this is really a key area where we need to search.
We're going to be further searching this is the River Gwilly for the body of Mike O'Leary, body parts or any property belonging to Mike. We're still looking for his phone, his keys, his wallet, any of his clothing, bloodstained clothing, anything like that.
As officers search the riverbanks and nearby railway line, in the water, the dive team make a discovery.
Guys, yeah? Well, what does it look like without handling it? Slight change of plan. I've just come off the phone with the DI. The South Wales dive team have found 3 pieces of bone in the river or on the river bank, and the DI is asking if you can come here first. We've got a crime scene investigator coming down now who'll seize the bones, and at this point obviously we don't know what they are, but we'll certainly be sending them away to be examined.
the team will have to wait to see if this is the evidence they need. Without a body, it's going to be difficult to convince a jury that a murder has been committed.
Start literally where you are now. Yeah. And move up.
Search teams spend hundreds of hours forensically picking over every inch of ground. And at the site of the fire, the hard work brings a disturbing discovery.
We've emptied a barrel and we've found something we think is a piece of flesh. The item went off to the lab for analysis, and scientists have identified that item as human flesh, and it's got a DNA profile which matches Michael Leary. The pathologist in Cardiff confirmed it was a piece of small intestine. At this point, I'm satisfied he's dismembered and destroyed the remains of Michael Leary, which ramps it up even more. You know, even if whatever's happened between them, killing somebody's one thing. To take the body back to your home address, burn, dismember, and get rid of is an absolute different level.
The team pulled together months of investigative work and evidence gathering as Andrew Jones faces a charge of murder.
We've been living and breathing it for a few months. It's just become part of our daily routines. As long as we can walk away and say we've done everything we can and provide every bit of evidence we can so that the courts can examine that evidence and hopefully justice can be served.
My question to you, Andrew, explain to me in as much detail as possible your involvement in the disappearance and murder of Michael O'Leary.
No comment.
Since he was first questioned, Andrew Jones has declined to give any explanation for the evidence against him or disclose any information about the whereabouts of his friend Mike O'Leary.
Have you got anything whatever that you could say which may assist in the recovery of the body of Mike O'Leary?
No comment.
Today, Andrew Jones is in court ahead of his trial, and he must enter a plea to the charge of murder.
Today then is a big day in the investigation, and particularly for the family. You know, they've had no answers whatsoever for the last sort of 5-6 months. You know, Michael Leary went to work on that January morning and they've never seen him since. They don't know what's happened to him. I'm satisfied he's killed him. He's tried to destroy the evidence by fire, including Mike. But I really don't know what he's done with him. We keep trying, but there are times you do stop and think, you know, put yourself in that situation, you think, you know, what would I want if I was that family member? And hopefully we've done everything we can for them.
At Swansea Crown Court, Andrew Jones denies murdering his friend. But in another twist, he now admits that he was involved with his death. He says he took a gun to the remote farm to scare Mike O'Leary. But when he confronted Mike about the affair with his wife, he says they scuffled, and the gun went off, fatally injuring Mike. But he can't be sure exactly how it was fired.
So on that basis then, he's going to accept luring him down to Kincoid Farm.
Yeah.
He's going to accept he's killed him with a firearm, but that was accidental.
Yeah.
And he'll accept taking the vehicle over to Caplewi and cycling back.
Yeah, I think he must be accepting those facts.
Okay.
Andrew Jones says his attempt to clean up and hide the body was because he panicked. Should the jury accept his account, he could walk away a free man.
Not quite what I was expecting, but at least the family now know that he's accepting responsibility. That's one bonus for them. But again, we've still got to go through a Crown Court trial, and that's going to be a difficult experience for the family as well. And I want to ensure that our case stands up to that cross-examination. So we will, like I say, the searches are ongoing. We've still got no further indications to where Michael Leary is. So we keep going. But I just wish we could find him. It's really good.
For Paul and his team, finding any extra piece of evidence is critical.
The pressure I do feel is that should this verdict go the other way, then is it down to something I've missed or something I should have done differently? And having the responsibility of the family's expectations is probably the toughest bit.
With the court case looming, police are afraid they still don't have enough evidence for a successful murder conviction.
Bobby.
And they receive disappointing results from the forensic examination of bones found on the riverbank. They're animal remains and not human.
Spirit material is that bit there?
Yeah.
But there's more promising news from the tons of earth that's been sifted for human remains. A world-renowned specialist in Italy has identified 3 tiny pieces from the fire as probably being human bone. But due to their small size, and because of the fire damage they sustained, the experts failed to extract conclusive DNA evidence. It supports their case, but they need more. Following Andrew Jones's new account of his scuffle at the farm and a shot being fired, they take another look at the gun.
Given the description and the explanation that Andrew gave of how it happened in his terms in Kincoid Farm, we'd expect, and the scientists and the expert biologists would expect, that there'd be blood belonging to Mike on the gun. The fact that there wasn't is crucial for the prosecution case.
In the forensic scientist's opinion, this disproves Andrew Jones's claim that the gun somehow fired accidentally as the pair struggled with each other. The team hope this is enough to secure a conviction. As the trial finally begins at Swansea Crown Court, detectives believe they have the evidence to prove Andrew Jones is a cold-blooded killer. But his fate now lies in the hands of a jury.
I don't think I've been in any situation like this before, really. We just got to rely upon 12 members of the public, the jury, to make the correct decision and getting justice for the family.
The question for the jury, was this a callous murder or a tragic accident between 2 rival lovers? For the 3 weeks of the trial, Andrew Jones maintains he's innocent of his friend's murder. But in the end, 7 months of meticulous investigation by the major crime team pays off. Andrew Jones is found guilty of murder and will serve at least 30 years in prison.
We welcome this verdict today, although no sentence will ease the pain Michael O'Leary's family have had to endure throughout this investigation and the subsequent trial.
It's never going to bring Dad back. You know, a sentence is not enough. But it's better than him walking the streets and, you know, the chance of him possibly doing something like that again.
Andrew Jones intended to kill his friend all along, after discovering he was having an affair with his wife. Armed with a rifle, he lured the unsuspecting Mike O'Leary to an isolated farm, where he shot him in cold blood before burning his body and getting rid of the evidence. For Mike's family, after months of agonizing over what might have happened to him on that winter's night, they now have some answers, but still no body to bury.
It was really hard, terribly hard, but I was so proud that my boys read out the statements, the impact statements. It was just a relief to see that coming off their chest, that they're able to face Andrew Jones. Just an emotional roller coaster. I sit in the chair in the night and I just think he should be sitting over there, and he's not, you know. It's just awful, emptiness.
We still don't know what's happened that evening. If it's, you know, Andrew's story, he's just been telling lies from the start, so I don't think we'll ever find out. It's such a cowardless act, you know. It's something that only a monster would be capable of.
Andrew Jones is an evil individual. He's been a habitual liar throughout this investigation. Andrew Jones did nothing other than hinder this investigation from the outset.